Hello and welcome back to the fifth episode of this Schalke 04 Road to Glory game mode where we play with data and make signings based on that data and play players in a specific position because of that data. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're playing this with an Excel sheet. In the comments down below, you can find everything about that Excel sheet and how it works. There's a link to the video that explains it very well, so please do check that out. If you like this series, leave a like and subscribe down below, and let's get on with the video because it's the end of the 24-25 season, and this is how we're looking. Currently at 90k a week, studying for a continental C license, which is very good. Not very good in coaching, but pretty good in the mental department already. Our characteristics, our reputation is pretty low. Tactical consistency is almost the same. Loyal to players is not that high. Handling team discipline is very low. So it says a lot about us. Store is always open to players who speak Dutch, German, and English. But more importantly, let's check how we did this season. So right here you can see how we did at the end of the season. We did lose a lot of games here at the end, but we also won. We didn't draw, so it either was a lose or a draw, all or nothing. Some games we could have won, some games we should have won, some games we were meant to lose. But in the end, without Koita, it was a different story. We didn't score as many goals as we expected. And that made us finish in sixth, actually. So we are playing in, it says here, the UEFA Europa League, I think this is, or Conference League. Maybe this is Conference League. Mainz is also playing Conference League, I think. So four people are playing in the Champions League, then one in the Europa League, and then us are playing in the Conference League. So that's nice. We were expected, of course, to come in. I think it was fifth, 11th, 10th or 11th, yeah. So we were promoted and we're now playing Conference League. So we're going to need a pretty big squad next season. Let me show you what our our greatest achievers were. So of course, Asan with 15 goals and 8 assists. He's now currently unhappy because he wants to play in a stronger squad. But look at this guy, he's just so great. I don't want to get rid of him because his potential is just so high. But however, he does want to leave, and I think if someone comes in for like 100 million, we will definitely accept it. But he's still here for another 4 years, so he's not really going anywhere. Then also Roger Marti, who actually his contract got adjusted by 1 year, so it got renewed. So he's now 1 year more with us, but I don't think he's going to be playing a lot more. He did do well though in the season that he was here. Dennis Weisenbasic, I played him more during the end of the season, and he did pretty well, scoring 8 goals and 2 assists for us near the end. So he did pretty well, and he's doing very good if we look at his development. Then also Elias Saad did very well. Is now a natural at his advanced forward position, so that's good. And who I'm also very surprised by is Jonas Urbik, our first starting goalkeeper, who has improved a lot as well. Now 16 rushing out tendency and 16 kicking, which is just great for a goalkeeper, and he can still improve. So he's looking very good. As you can see, a lot of our players are wanted by other teams. A lot of players we're also going to get rid of at the end of the season, and then we're going to try to sell on. We did, what I want to show you is we did get our transfer budget right here. So we have 20 million and 675k per week to deal with. So that's a lot still. With some people also leaving, some players leaving, we might even get a little bit more, but we will see about that. And what I also want to show you is that we have the club's vision and expectations meeting here. So we need to sign players based in Germany. Don't think I'm going to be doing that a lot. Sign German players, maybe. Develop players using this youth system. We are trying to, because if you can see the development here in the under 19s, there's a lot of players with great potential, all new gens. So we're going to see how they work out. And of course, Martin Bush is still in here, a striker which is already very rapid. He still needs to increase his technicals and mentals, but we're training as an inside forward, and that would be a perfect spot for him to play, although his long shots aren't the greatest. So we're trying to use that, and then they also want us to work within the wage budgets and maintain a Bundesliga top half finish. I think we can do that. I think we need to do that because if you look at our finances, we're currently in the positive 23 million. That is because we got the prize money from the Bundesliga, the 46 million for finishing in, I think, the sixth position it was. So that's very good. But of course, we are still dealing with that big net debt of 245 million. So we still aren't be able to get everything from the transfers yet, but we are making improvements because I also asked for some extra physios and we actually got one extra. So that's good, that's all good. Let me accept this vision and let's just sim forward one more day, see if anything else pops up. So they don't want to improve the youth facilities. What I usually do is I just go in here and then I ask them to increase it. And they actually increase it right away. So that's good. And let's see if I can do it for the training facilities as well. To attract better players, this is really important. And then they say clearly this is an issue that's close to your heart, and they usually just accept it either way. So they just accept those two. So that's another 8 million that we can increase. So that is just great. If I look at this team right now that we have here, let's see, this is our main team, and I think Dardai was in here. I do think that a lot of these players are going to leave at the end of the season. I think Dennis Praat is definitely going to leave because he didn't really play a lot. Maybe Guille Fugui is going to leave. Clara is going to stay, but Baumgart and Cisse, I'm not sure. So it's going to be a real nice overhaul once again. Franco Vasquez has just told he's retired, and at the beginning of the season he was injured. He didn't play that well for us, only 5 games, and after that I really didn't use him anymore because what you see with these players is their physicals. You really need them at this level, and it's just not good enough, unfortunately, anymore. But he did well for the time that he was there. Anyway, what I'll be doing is I'm going to make some signings. I'll tune in once again if we do something interesting, and if not, I won't show you. And I will come back at the end before the end of this episode. We will have finished the transfer window, and we will have looked at what kind of signings we have made. So see you then. So here we are, guys, back again. The end of season review. I just wanted to show you how actually the fans and the game thought that we did. So let's head to the new arrivals here. Dennis Praat has actually been one of the new arrivals, but we had a lot of them, of course, this season. Roger Martin, Elias Saad, Heisenbach, Urbik, both actually came from Köln. I didn't even know that. Finn Becker came in, Mittelstadt, Klarer, as you all know. They all did pretty well, but Dennis Pratt had the 8.4. Transfers out, of course, we also already know a lot of them, and of course the big signing that El Ittihad made was 26 million. Loaned some players out, and Becker actually did very well on his loan out. He's developing very nicely. Might be a starter or a backup next season. So here's how we did. Board very glad with us. Asan Aduago is of course the top scorer with an average home attendance of 60k. Position is 6th. Started very well, then lost it a bit in the slump, and with one loss. We did actually do pretty well. In the Pokal, of course, got knocked down very early, and actually Freiburg won it 2-1 to FC Bayern, so very important to them. Good job. Moments to remember: biggest win 7-2 against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Hassan with his first ever hat trick, which was a wonderful moment. And then the match to remember was, of course, the 1-4 win against Bayern, which we just completely dominated them. Then let's take a look at the finances. So we're still on national level. We didn't get any new sponsor deals in. We are earning a little bit more in sponsorship though. Broadcast revenue, we are going down a little bit. Corporate hospitals, we got a lot more. Competition prize money, of course. Last year we got it from the Bundesliga, the second Bundesliga. This year we get it from the first, so you get a lot more money. And here match day and commercial income, of course, also shooting up. Then 10 million in merchandise sales, which is actually a lot. It feels like that's a lot. Quadrago or Asan with the most sales, also Roger, Praat, and Saad. I think Heisen Basic didn't even play that much, but apparently his shirt sold a lot. And how we lined up, Saad and Koita in the middle or in the center. Of course, Roger Marti played a lot here. And then our center backs, Baumgarten and Klare. I think Gullafogi actually played a lot more. Koens and Schallenberg have very low ratings, but I think they played very, very well. It's just that they're ball-winning midfielders, so they only get good ratings once they score a goal or anything like that. Very happy with the team actually. So fans player of the season, Aitlin, which is our left back, 7.2 rating, young player. Also Aitlin. I expected that to be Asan, but they voted for someone else. Yeah, this is all very basic, very nice. European Golden Boy, Quadrago, NXNG, Quadrago, German under 90 player of the year, Quadrago. So very, very good from our young wonder kid. So let's see the manager timeline. Of course, we started out here. We came on board. Then we were Bundesliga second winners. Koita tops the charge of so to become the second Bundesliga top scorer. Then we said goodbye to Koita because he joined Al Attiyad for 23.5 million. And then also what happened is Marco Miedemeyer, a youngster of us, broke the record of being the youngest player when he played against Gladbach, but that's only 17 years old, so not even that young. So that's how we lined up, that's how we finished. I will come back to you once I've made some other signings. Hi guys, here we are, back once again. For you it must have been only 5 seconds, but for me it's been a whole day since I played through the transfer window. I did make a lot of signings, but first things first, I wanted to show you something else. And what I wanted to show you is that I actually have gotten a new license, so the Continental C license, training for B right now. And this is how my attributes are looking. 20, level of discipline, adaptability 1, player determination 7, motivation 13, and just average coaching stats. First things that I wanted to show you is that I have started to hire better coaches, better scouts, and better medical staff. So we're now at 8 physios, and look at how good we are. We're almost the best in the league with the coaches. I did hire like some very good fitness coaches, as you can see, Tapa Lovic, who is very good, and I think I also had a very good goalkeeping coach. Let me see where he is. I think it's this one then, or it should be one of these. Can't quite find him right now. Let's see where he is. I think it's better if I just go like here, coaches, edit, and then you can see, yeah, Tony Taplonovic is actually, he is that goalkeeping coach. I wanted to show you the other fitness coach that I brought in, who's very good, Jörg Menger, as you can see here. And this guy is also pretty good, 17, 19, 16. Andreas Kornmeier, got him from Liverpool, previously at Bayern. So a very good player or a very good coach to have. Let's get on with where we're currently standing, and then I will show you the transfers. No, I will first do you the transfers because I want to show you something. So a lot of people in, we tried to get Eric Mantel, but he's looking very good, but he was just a bit too expensive for us. And out, there were a lot of bids in for Vitality Becker, Bulutz, Baumgartel, Kunze, but we didn't sell anyone of those. And in the end, we did spend all of our transfer budget, and let me show you at first who went out. So players that went out is Derek Keun. He left for 8.25 million to Altuwon. He wanted more money, and then he signed for a very low money deal. They activated his release clause, so sold him for 8.2 after buying him for 2.3. So that meant that we had to buy a different left back. Christoph Klare, very sad to see him leave. He had a minimum release clause of 4.8 million because he was way too good for our level, so we bought him in that way. And he didn't really, he did play very well for us, but in the end he just wanted to leave, so he left. We also sold Templeman, who we bought for 500 and then sold on for 3.4. Didn't really get to play, was a squad player for us. I'm happy to see him go. It's no big deal. Sold some other big players here. Gulan Fogi has gone to Darmstadt for 22k. Just wanted to get rid of him. Didn't really have a place for him anymore. The Knights went to Coruña, picked him up for free. Now sold him, and I will show you why we did that exactly. Then Sprat also went to Anderlecht right here. and he left for 775k. Didn't really play for as much, was just a good backup to have. And now let's get into the sales, or into the people we bought. We bought in for 27.5 million, so that's a lot. First things first, Lotka came in as a backup goalkeeper. He's still going to be our backup, not going to be a first keeper. Kevin Slotterbeck came in, the defensive, the ball playing defender. He's a backup for us, physically not very good, but just on average pretty okay. Then we bought in Mason Greenwood. Some of you might know him, the future wonder kid of Manchester United. Brought him in on a free. Well, he was loaned out 3 seasons after a road to Getafe in one season. This no 2 seasons actually. This is showing up little bit weird. So he did pretty well at Getafe, and he is gone on a pretty good start for us. 2 goals, 1 assist in 3 games. He's in on a very expensive deal, 82k a week, so by far our biggest, our highest earner, but he's definitely worth it if you look at his stats. Then also bought in Yannick Gerhardt, just a backup ball winning midfielder. You could bring him in for on a free, so why wouldn't we? Then we bought in Raini Kadira. You might think 31-year-old, 3.8 mil. Why? Because he's one of the best ball-winning midfielders in the game. Look at his physicals, look at his mentals. Just a great player to have in that defensive midfield position. Also bought in Arthur as a right back who could also play on the left back. We needed a replacement for Keun, and he is the one that we brought in for 6.7 million. He's coming on from, I think, Bayern. Yeah, Bayern 04. So going in pretty good, 44k. And also the next signing, Gustav Isaacson, we bought in for 7.5 million. A shadow striker who are going, or as a winger who are going to try to retrain as a shadow striker because he would fit perfectly there. Just a good backup to have. I don't think he's going to be a starter all the time, but he's going to play a lot of goals. And then on deadline day, the 1st of September, we brought in the singer because, as you can see, Clara left a week before that. We wanted him, but he kept on not accepting it. 27-year-old Swiss centre back, 9 million from Wolfsburg. He's going to be our starting defender for sure. 17 strength, 17 jumping reach, 15 heading. Just a perfect player to have in that position. So let me show you how we are lining up now. If we go to main, you see this is how we line up. Arthur Ziesinger and Schallenberg, who was previously playing in the midfield for us, but because we brought in Kadira and Kunze, we already had, so we moved Kadira into the volante in attack position, and we moved Kunze in his good old trusted ball-winning midfielder position, and Ron Schallenberg actually went as a ball-playing defender, and he has the great stats for that as well. 14 jumping reach, 12 strength, great physicals, great mentals as well, so he will do fine there. Then Gustav Isaacson as a shadow striker, but Uwe Drago, I've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time, but it's Uwe Drago. He is our inside forward, and look how he is performing. He wants to leave, unfortunately, because he wants to play in a stronger squad, but he has 4 more years left on his deal, so we have 4 more years to make him want to stay. Elias Saad as our advanced forward together with Mason Greenwood, but I usually just play Benz Dardai here like that because Dardai is 19 years old and has a lot to improve yet. It's potential 4 stars, so he's just very well rounded. So I'm trying to play him a lot more there. Then as a backups we have Eitlin, who was a starter last season. He got replaced by Arthur and Vitaly Becker, actually from our own youth. Trying to give him a chance, see how he can do. In 3 games didn't do so great, but he might just catch on once he has a little bit more games. The 2 youngsters I've got up to the first team. I'm training them still in the 19s, but they can already get some match practice for me whenever I need it. Tobias Wimmer, who is a regen, and Marco Windmeyer, who's also a regen. And then the one person we wanted to leave is Roger Marty. He didn't quite leave, trying to sell him, but didn't work. We're not really going to be using him. So that's how the team lines up. So very glad about how the transfer business we did. We do have, of the 4 signings, the 5 signings we brought in. That's actually the 6 signings we brought in. They all have very expensive deals, as you can see. These are all the guys, all above 30K. So we're spending a lot more wages, as you can see in the finances right here. Almost spending 750K. But we're overall in the profits on our average balance, so that's good. The loans are also, or the debt is also going lower, 220K, it's a million in debt now. And now, last thing, let me show you how we did in the competition. If you go to schedule right here, you will see that we still have to play the UEFA Conference League knockouts. We did qualify by beating VTSC from Portugal 2-1 and a draw 1-1, which meant what we were going through. First time this series, we win our opening game in the DFB Pokal, so we are through to the next round. Also a victory 4-1 over Freiburg and 3-1 over Union Berlin, and also a 1 loss against Red Bull Leipzig, which means that we are currently in third in the Bundesliga, doing very well. Like I always do, I will come back to you in the January transfer window once again in the next episode, probably around this area. I will show you the transfer that we made, how we've gotten on, and also show you what the youth intake is. If you want to see how I did these signings, please do take a look at my video where I explain how I do the recruitment. It has to do something with an Excel sheet and where I put the data in. It's very fun to look at if you want. It's in the description down below. And if you like this video, please do consider to leaving it a like. It helps me out a ton. And subscribe if you want to see more. I upload daily football or weekly football managers at Wednesday and Sundays. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, if there's anything you want to mention, leave it down in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. For now, take care.